morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. So, students, today we are going to start with chapter number 2 of civics. The name of the chapter is Diversity, Prejudice and Discrimination. So, let us read about it. In this chapter, what you get to know is about the stereotypes, what is stereotypes, what is prejudice and discrimination, and you get to know about the different reasons that lead to inequality in India. What are that different reasons that lead to inequality in India, and how our constitution has provisions to deal with inequality. Okay, let us read about this. Okay. Diversity exists in India in terms of religions, languages, and geography. Sometimes this diversity is not treated well in the society. At times, some social groups form negative opinions or ill treat other social groups that are different from them without any real basis. These negative opinions are called prejudice, which can lead to tension in the society and disintegration of unity. Prejudice and stereotyping. It is necessary to understand what prejudice is, how it can lead to discrimination, and how it can be avoided. Prejudice. Prejudice is, as the name implies, the process of prejudging something. A person is said to be prejudiced if he develops an attitude towards a person or a group of persons without having enough or correct knowledge about them. Prejudice can be positive or negative. A negative prejudice leads to a hostile attitude towards a person or group, while a positive prejudice can result in attitude that favors a person or group unduly. A prejudiced person believes that his or her own group is somehow superior to another group. Prejudice emerges out and of ignorance and stereotyping when we judge other people through preconceived notions about them. For example, in racial prejudice, one group of people believe that the other group of people are inferior simply because of their skin color. In social class prejudice, one set of people believe themselves to be better than the other because of the part of town they live in. Similarly, we could be prejudiced about the economic status of a person, rich or poor, religious belief of people, race of a person, region to which a person belongs, differently abled people, etc. Prejudice is harmful as it hurts the feeling of others. It may lead to tension between individuals and group, causing disunity and disharmony in the society. Racial prejudice leads to racial arrogance and discrimination. Prejudice results in the hostile action and prevents relationship from developing. It also obstructs open-minded and tolerant thinking. We must work hard to avoid prejudging and form intelligent opinions, since our opinions affect the way we behave. Stereotype. In order to understand prejudice, we will have to understand what stereotypes are. Given below are two cases of stereotype. Let us see what they tell us. Case 1. Kiran, a student of class 6, is having trouble in maths class. She keeps going for extra class, but her grades are not improving. Her brother, from whom she sought help, tells her it's okay because girls are usually not good at maths. Case 2. Leena belongs to a smaller locality than Madhu. On being invited to her birthday party, Madhu refused, thinking Leena's house would be messy and dirty. But after the party, all friends praised Leena's house and food. Do you think Kiran brother was correct in telling her that the girl do not do well in maths? How do you think Madhu would have reacted after her friend praised Leena's party? In the given cases, you find there is some kind of fixed notion about a particular gender or social group in the minds of some people. They judge these peoples on these fixed criteria. Stereotype is thus a mental image of a group based on opinion without regard to individual differences. Several examples of stereotypes can be found around us. For example, when a girl is expected to play with dolls and learn to cook, wash and clean when she grows up, and a boy is expected to play with cars and become the breadwinner of the family when he grown up. then we are creating gender stereotypes. This means we believe that the girls or the boys can do only certain types of tasks. However, this is not true for all the girls and all the boys. As can be observed in recent times, both women and men can earn to support their families, and both can also be good at household work. Stereotype also exists for people belonging to a particular region, religion, race, economic background, or physical disability. Stereotypes hurt the emotions of the people. They can have a lasting and damaging impact as they prevent us from appreciating the unique qualities of an individual. Impressions get created about a large number of people in relation with set patterns or attributes. These impressions then get exaggerated and generalized. These lead to people identifying a community and its people with these attributes only. Stereotypes prevent us from recognizing individual differences and lead to prejudice. Discrimination and inequality. Discrimination is prejudice in action. It means treating people in less favorable way because they are members of a particular group. It occurs when a group of people are not given the same benefits or status as everybody else. Discrimination may lead to putting other people down, not allowing them to participate in activities, restricting their access to job or to live in certain neighborhoods, or denying them something they are entitled to by law. Discrimination are primarily the result of a social bias. For example, discrimination may take place between a girl and a boy child. The boy child may be given more opportunity of education than the girl child. Sometimes discrimination occurs because of the religious diversity also. People who follow a particular religion may be discriminated against on ground of custom and practices that are different from the rest of the population. Poverty also creates discrimination and inequality. The rich often get an advantage over the poor in terms of securing jobs, in getting medical treatments, in education, etc. This is because the poor lack the resources to meet their basic needs. This results in inequality. Fighting inequality. In India, one of the reasons for discrimination and inequality is the caste system. Since early times, Indian society has been divided along the caste lines where people were placed in a hierarchical order, either above or below the other caste. People whose work was more valued, like the Brahmins, teachers or priests, Kshatriyas, kings, or Vaishyas, merchants, were placed at the top of the caste structure. People who did menial jobs like that of carpenter, potters, weavers, and blacksmith were placed at the bottom of the caste structure. This created inequality in the society and led to formation of upper caste and lower caste. The people of the upper caste saw themselves as superior and called the low caste untouchables. The untouchables were not allowed to enter the houses of the upper caste people, nor were they allowed to enter the temples. They could not take water from the same well as the upper caste. Case study. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, faced discrimination in South Africa. This motivated him to fight against these discriminations in South Africa. Gandhiji soon became acquainted with the ugly face of racism and prejudice. A first-class seat was booked for him in the train to Pretoria. This angered a fellow white passenger, which resulted in Gandhiji and his luggage being pushed out of the train. This incident made him determined to fight for his rights. Upon returning to India from South Africa, Gandhiji decided to fight against the discrimination that existed in India. He observed that here caste rules were framed in such a way that they discriminated against the lower caste people and gave advantage to the upper caste people. It was Mahatma Gandhi and many others who worked towards uplifting the status of untouchables and called them Harijans. The Constitution of India referred to them as scheduled caste. Later, untouchability was abolished and declared as punishable offence. Constitution and equality. The struggle for freedom against the British had enlightened some sections of the society who fought for and encouraged the people to fight for their rights. So people fought not only against the British but also aimed to establish a country based on equality for all. Equality was perceived for lower caste, women, agriculturists, tribes and all those who faced inequalities for a long time. The Indian Constitution, which came into force on 26 January 1950, was aware of the inequalities that existed in India. The Constitution framers, particularly B.R. Ambedkar, sought to provide equal rights and opportunity to all. People were allowed to practice their religion as they wished and to follow their customs and festivals in any way they deemed fit. India thus adopted a secular look, that is, all religions were equal before law. It did not adopt any religion as the state religion. In the social and economic arena, the constitution granted equal opportunities to all. It laid down special sections to empower the economically and socially weaker section of the society, namely the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Untouchability was abolished and declared a punishable offense. People were free to choose the kind of work they wanted to do, and government jobs were open to all. The Constitution of India strives to bring about equality in India. Given the diversity of India, it has been quite successful. Yet, discrimination and inequality continue to exist even today in India and the world. One must, however, remember that equality is a value that one should keep striving for in order to bring about happiness and unity in the society. It is something that can be brought about only by determined efforts of the people. We must learn that there is no place for prejudice and discrimination in our communities, homes, schools, and workplaces if we want to have a just society. So, students, read that chapter carefully. Thank you and have a nice day.